Looks like he's been promoted. Your boss said I could go and have a look at the storeroom.
Cool, if he said it was okay, I believe you.
You're very trusting, aren't you?
Oh, I think I'm clever enough to spot a dishonest customer when I see one.
Can you help me with some local words?
Words aren't really my thing. I'm a man of action.
In charge at last, I see.
I knew my time would come. Just don't go giving stuff away, that's what he said. Pfft, do I look like a complete idiot?
Your boss also said I could have a free lolly too.
Oh really? Is that right? Well, if the boss said so, why don't you just help yourself? Sorry, did that come across as sarcastic? Seriously, just take one if you want it.
How did your boss like your new pricing structure?
He wasn't keen, bless him. I don't think he's great at numberology.
Still got the pricing gun?
Yeah, I don't want anyone messing with me.
I suppose no one wants a price on their head.
Bam!
Bye! Toothbusters. Free badge inside every lolly. OK. My teeth aren't strong enough to get through it. Wow, someone's had a really bad time in here. I think they use it in emergencies when the toilet's out of action. No, I don't think it's drinkable. There's tons of stuff here. Bernard Mayhew's chicken drumsters. Shouldn't these be in the freezer? Twizzlers. Sunnish D. Panda Plops. Icy Gems. Crispy Pancakes. Win Bars. Bernard Mayhew's chicken drumsters. Shouldn't these be in the freezer? These look like they've been here for years. These look like Lowland Toffee. Hubba Hubba Gum. Angle Delight. Hilly Dew. Bingo. Sherbet Drip Drabs. Monster Crunch. Lowland Toffee. I'll read a bit that isn't covered up. I recognise that handwriting. Flump the Police. This shop smells like wee. Can't argue with that. Brian hates tits. He probably hates people who steal cameras too by now. Figgington sucks bottoms. Ne'er a truer word was scrawled. Lloyd is all cockles. That's definitely false advertising. I'll read a bit that isn't covered up. I can't reach the hook. If the use-by dates are anything to go by, I really shouldn't. Hubba hubba go. It's designed for oral use. That toilet ain't getting any cleaner. I love this game. If I want to play, I should probably chat to the guy running it. And at the moment, he looks up to his eyeballs in something else. Having fun in there?
Just don't. The vicar really did a number on this toilet. There's weird purple goo everywhere and it won't come off.
That scrubbing looks like hard work.
It's awful. This purple stuff won't come off however hard I scrub. The problem is these cheap council issue cleaning products. I need something more caustic to get this off.
What kind of cleaner do you need?
Something. Anything. As long as it's caustic enough to get this shite off.
Can you help me out with some local words?
Sure, whatever. Once I get this weird purple stuff cleaned off. God, it smells horrible.
Bye. She'd probably break her teeth. I don't need a whole bucket of it. That doesn't need a glass of... That doesn't need a... This mat is honestly, I'm sure. An empty glass wouldn't help there. Mind if I borrow this?
What the hell for?
I know someone who needs a good corrosive cleaner.
Well, there's none better than this stuff. Take it, I've got loads more in the shop anyway.
Thanks. I'm getting through a lot of these today. Here, try this. I have it on good authority that it's the most caustic cleaner around.
Thanks, I'll give it a try. Wow, this stuff's so gruntious. I'll have it sparkling in no time.
Scrumptious.
Yeah, corrosive whilst at the same time disconcertingly sweet.
Good word, thanks. Hello.
Hello.
Do you know any good local words?
Like what?
Insipid.
I don't know any local words for it. I've only really heard that referred to drinks.
Caustic?
You mean like toilet cleaner? Sorry, nothing leaps to mind.
Actually, don't worry about it.
I wasn't really going to.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I don't think his teeth are as strong as his pets. There you go, girl. Can you get through this? Lovely. A small badge covered in drool and bits of lolly. Probably a good thing she didn't swallow it. I earned this badge for talking to a demonic lamp. I earned this badge for breaking into a lolly. Hello.
I wouldn't bother. He's hardly
Fascinating.
Not really.
No, I suppose it isn't. I could go for a game of...
We don't have a...
Oh, let's save them.
Aye, that's the plan.
They wouldn't fit in my bag. Looks like our house was built where the old theme park used to be. It prevents the collection tin being pilfered. Are you any good on local terminology?
What's that, young wimple snuffer?
That's a yes then. What's a good local word meaning insipid?
I'm not sure what that means. Have you got a dictionary?
Actually, I do. It says it's something weak, tasteless and lacking flavour.
I see. Weak with no taste, eh? Sounds just like the cafe's herbal tea selection to me. Why don't you ask the dinner lady next door?
Thanks. What about leathery? Any ideas there?
Not really.
Never mind. Bye. Thanks for the tip-off about the police officer.
No problem. I hope he was helpful.
That remains to be seen. I need some help with the local vernacular.
Oh, go on.
What's a good local word meaning insipid?
I'm not sure, dear. You might have to ask someone else.
How would a figging tonight describe something leathery?
Oh, like my husband.
Harsh, but possibly, yeah.
I'd call him Frank.
That was marginally less helpful than I was hoping for. Never mind. Bye. I hear you offer a selection of herbal teas.
We do, but no one ever orders them. They taste slightly less exciting than hot water. Proper nightcock, if you ask me.
Come again?
Nightcock. You know, weak, with bugger all flavour.
Great word, thank you.
Do you want any tea or not?
No. Thanks anyway. Do you know anything about the fig case?
Unless you're talking about an actual case of actual figs. No.
Can you help me with some local words?
Only if you're ordering something, Duck.
What should I order?
It's more than my job's worth to start recommending anything in this place.
Bye.
See you later.
Let's see now. Leathery. Having a tough, hard... Named after the paper. How are you feeling?
Like a jammy husk.
Sorry about the jam.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've not felt that close to God for years.
Can you help me out with some local words?
I'll try.
Do you know a local word for leathery?
I'm afraid not, my child.
That's all for now.
Okay, good luck finding your words.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you know a good way to describe something leathery?
I used to know a chap with a face like that.
Do you know a...
I used to...
Bye. Figgington WI annual Hello. I'm looking for some local words.
Sorry, I'm not from round here.
Bye.
Goodbye.
how did the toilet cleaning go?
That pink gruncher stuff worked like a charm, thanks.
How much is it for a wallop?
1 shiny brass pound for 3 wallops.
I don't have any money.
Then I suppose you need to find some if you want to wallop a goose anytime soon.
Bye.
Come back if you fancy a wallop.
I don't want to dig around just anywhere. I don't need to dig that. Poor little things must be starving. Wow, they made short work of that. Curly has a face like a crumplish swan anus. Judging by what the pub landlord said about Curly's face, I guess crumplish must mean thick and leathery. I love a good local adjective. I must remember to tell Woody about it. I think I have a new word for you.
Great, let's hear it.
Gnatcock. Apparently, it means something weak and tasteless.
Ooh, great, that describes the sauce perfectly.
Crumplish. I think it means thick and leathery, and also possibly like a swan's anus.
Oh, good work. That'll describe the texture perfectly.
I must remember to never eat here. Grunctious. It means corrosive yet disconcertingly sweet.
That is exactly the feeling I have in my mouth right now.
Nice.
Right. Let's get this published to the blog. Done. Okay, what do you need to know?
Can you tell me about the Fig Brothers case now?
Oh, sure. It all started 10 years ago. It was my first week on the force when we got an anonymous tip-off about the body. We brought the victim's brother in for questioning, but had to let him go due to a lack of evidence. That night, he skipped town. And when we searched the hall, he'd hidden an antique sword with his fingerprints on the hilt and Fergus's blood on the blade. Then there were the DNA traces found at the scene. It was pretty compelling, I suppose, and the chief was convinced that he'd done it.
What do you think?
This was something the chief and I argued over. Something just didn't add up. When we interviewed him, he seemed in complete shock and apparently gave us another lead. But his interview cassette went missing, and the chief was convinced of his guilt. That's all irrelevant now anyway. They dispose of old case files after 10 years, so any possible leads will be gone too.
Is there any way I could get hold of one of those case files? I could do with getting to the bottom of this.
Actually, I think they're running an auction at the Village Fete today. They're probably selling some old kitten evidence. You never know. You might get lucky.
Great, thank you. What can you tell me about the police chief?
He moved away recently after splitting up with his wife. You ask me, it was his obsession with this case that pushed them apart. She's still around. I saw her walk past carrying a box of his old things a few weeks ago. No idea where he is now. Could be on the other side of the world.
Remind me about the case.
Okay, here's what I remember. We interviewed Horatio, but had to let him go. He ran away, but we discovered a blood-stained weapon at his residence and DNA at the murder scene. The chief was convinced he was guilty, but I wasn't sure. His interview tape went missing, and they'll be getting rid of the old case files now.
Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
What should I do if I don't have enough money?
Maybe you're better off playing Goosey Wallop.
I thought you had to pay for goose walloping.
Apparently there was an incident and now it's free wallops all round.
Good to know, thanks. Did you ever work with the old police chief?
Briefly. He left a couple of months after I joined the force.
Did he ever mention anything about the Fig Brothers case?
Oh, we never mentioned that case around him. He had an obsessive nature. If you knew what was good for you, you'd keep the conversation light. You know, the weather or pop music or something. He never missed the chart show on radio. Used to record it religiously onto meticulously labelled cassettes every week. I remember one time he couldn't find a blank cassette at home and almost had a meltdown. Even came into work after hours asking everyone if they had one he could use. See what I mean? Obsessive about pretty much everything. None of us were entirely surprised when his wife left him, to be honest. She gave boxes of his stuff to charity after they split up.
But what about the Fig Brothers?
Like I said, we all avoided talking about it. Didn't want to trigger him.
Bye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Please, can I have a go?
Go for it. It's free now anyway.
How come it's free?
We were charging £1 a go. But some old dear wanted a turn and dropped her purse in the mud. Then the cash all fell out of her purse. Then she slipped and fell on top of the cash. Then the mallet slipped and fell on top of her. I stopped charging in case she tried to sue us or something. The vicar's looking after her now, although I'm not sure who's looking after him.
What money did she drop?
No idea. The tits came and picked up most of it. Anything else will be under all this mud. If you see her, tell her not to sue me, alright?